All right, what's going on, Legion fans? Welcome to the final episode for the Super Sitcomic podcast. We had the WandaVision season finale.
Literally.
This
called
past
the
Friday.
Season finale.
Called the season finale.
Thank God.
It's over.
It's over. I'm immensely disappointed by it. This was such a build-up.
It was really well, and we built it up.
I know we built it up. The two of us built
more
and
than they
this
did
up in our minds.
Yeah,
so much so
we did
that. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's what I will say.
Okay.
There were so many things that we came up with in terms of hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
And options that they could have gone with.
Yeah.
Had they chosen to do any one of them, even just a fraction of one of them,
yeah.
I would have been happy.
Yeah, I know.
I am so upset by this season finale.
Yeah.
That I can't even take in the fact that it might be good.
It was good.
Had I not been thinking about all of these different ways that they could have done it.
Yeah. Yeah,
and they didn't do any of it.
The curse of being a fan.
The curse of
and
knowing
doing
too
this
much.
and doing this podcast, make it like actually going in and digging about what should have or could
but
have.
Here is the thing.
Yeah.
We did the exact same thing with The Mandalorian. We did the exact same thing.
Well, we were a little disappointed about Luke.
And the Ox King, Harry Chapin, who was on here before, he actually flagged something for us that was a really good flag. He said,
it was. Yeah.
Everyone is picking apart WandaVision right now, tearing it apart piece by piece, looking at every little thing that comes up.
Yeah.
And it's because there's nothing else to look at.
Yeah, it's all we got.
It's all that we have.
Yeah.
However, my contrast to that is The Mandalorian was all we had for that stretch of time, too.
Yeah.
And they blew us away with the season finale. Now, we were disappointed.
Yeah, we were disappointed about Luke.
That
it wasn't
Luke,
as big
but
of a disappointment.
It was not as big of a disappointment as I'm having right now.
Well, and we have...
I am more disappointed with this season finale than I am with the fact that Luke was the one who showed up at the end of The Mandalorian.
Yeah, and we have some beef with Paul Bettany now.
Paul
Bettany, we love you.
I have issues with Paul Bettany. I loved Paul Bettany.
Oh, you got a past tense.
I do have a past tense on that. Paul Bettany, for anybody who didn't realize or doesn't know,
right.
Paul Bettany hyped up that there was going to be this Luke Skywalker level cameo.
Yeah.
At the end of this season finale.
Yeah.
And you know what it ended up being?
Himself.
He was trolling all of us.
He got us all, man. He got me.
Because he was saying, I am so excited to be working with this person.
Yeah.
And he was talking about himself.
Now, I got to say, though, that the scene between the two visions was
wonderful.
One of the best scenes of the season finale.
It might have been one of the best scenes of the entire series.
Yeah, it was great.
Now, don't get me wrong.
But
I love that conversation. When they start digging into the Theseus's ship, and that analogy to them,
cool.
The headiness, the depth of it was amazing.
Yeah.
The amount of knowledge you need to have on like Greek mythology and background and like history, to be able to access that conversation is awesome.
And just the depth of it, of what makes an original an original?
What makes a person a person?
Right. What gives authenticity?
Right.
To a being or to a experience.
It's an amazing thing.
It was so cool. Yeah.
And then he awakens the other vision.
Oh yeah.
And he deuces. He just is out. Yeah, he's like, I'm not messing around with any of this. I got too much. This is too much. I am gone.
Yeah. Well, that's because at that moment he realized that the cameo was himself. And he was like, "This is whatever. I'm out of here."
Yeah, well, yeah.
He left.
I'm going to disappoint everyone.
I'm out of here.
Now, so I'm rolling.
I'm actually. I know that kind of bugged you, but I'm okay with that because he's still an android. He has no emotions at this point. He's still an android. He's still and I think they'll go the route of, because we know now that Wanda brought her vision to life through the fragment of the soul stone that's in, or the mind stone that's in her.
Right.
And so I think they'll go on the route of, well, you know what? We'll get that at the end because that's part of my theory. And I told you I had a theory.
All right.
We'll get to that at the end, and I think you'll like it.
Here's the thing.
Let's go through it.
The thing that I do think that they did well at the beginning of it, they jumped right in.
Yeah,
with
right
action.
in. They didn't stop.
Jumped right in with action.
Yeah, and the action
Agatha
was good.
and Scarlet Witch are immediately in battle.
Yeah,
great
battle.
Love it.
Yeah,
love the fact
the
that
magic.
Agatha is able to absorb the magics. That's
she's
the
shark.
Scarlet Witch's magic.
She's
That's
the shark.
why she is doing this.
Snacking on your magic, man. She's the shark. We thought it was Mephisto.
That's true.
She's the shark.
That's right.
She's eating her magic. Like she's
that's
getting
very
getting
true.
her powers. So
yeah,
that's
and
cool.
then that's
like
withering her away.
Yeah, that looks
that we
so
finally
cool.
got an understanding of that specific commercial, which we didn't understand to this point.
And we got a greater insight into what she did in the flashback, what Agatha did to all those other witches.
Right.
She drained them all.
Right.
She like sucked all their magic up.
Exactly.
So here she is coming up out again. And she says, she's like, it's kind of my thing.
Yeah.
This is what I do.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool to see.
I mean, it was great to see that. It was great to see that battle right off the bat, and then having the other Vision show up right away.
Yeah, and start fighting.
Start fighting.
Oh, when he like put his hands on her head.
Yeah.
And he's like, Wanda, and you're like, ooh, and then he's like, I'm gonna crush your skull. It's
yeah.
Like, oh man. He's like, oh. He makes a creepy mean face too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I was freaked out by him. I liked that. That was
Paul
good.
Bettany is a great actor.
Yeah, he's great.
I will say outright, despite the fact that I now dislike him.
Hey, listen, he fooled us
as a person.
Great actor.
He is a great actor.
He fooled us.
Yeah. True.
Just speaks to his acting chops.
And then the Visions fight.
Yeah,
like it's a great immediate jump into the action.
Yeah.
We're not messing around anymore. We got to get into it. Fantastic. Love that piece.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved so I think I liked it better than you did, but
yeah, you did.
But I liked most of it.
You like most things better than I do.
Yeah, it's true.
Your general disposition for life is better than mine,
or at least more naively optimistic. I don't know, but I liked all the beats. Like I thought they hit all the beats really well.
The
for what they did.
The emotional beats, I will say,
and even the action
they
beats,
nail them.
Even the action beats, like having them all out, kind of brawling magic style, right?
Yeah.
And then cutting to the emotional beat of she's realizing like Agatha wakes everybody up and she realizes what she's done. And, she's like freaking out.
That was
about
horrific.
It. Yeah,
that was actually really.
Yeah, and they're like, just let us go, and she's like, what? Like I'm not hurting any of you. You guys are fine.
She thinks that they're actually in like an ideal dream
She had
state.
convinced herself that it was okay.
Well, what I thought was really awesome, which we didn't get at and we hadn't noticed, was when they did that, they explained, we are actually feeling all of your grief.
Yeah.
All of your
Everything
nightmares.
She hurts with.
We are experiencing.
That was
and I was
nuts.
like, oh my gosh.
Right.
That is horrible.
And then back into it. And then like
because of the amount of trauma that she has to deal with.
Oh yeah.
And she's just ignoring, she's displacing, and she's putting onto these people.
Yeah. And then back to the fights,
and then the other thing, let's go back to Salem. And let's
sick.
have one of the creepiest scenes ever.
Yeah.
We talked about it getting dark.
Yeah.
Well, let's head back and reincarnate a bunch of drained witches.
Yeah. Well, she goes up next to Agatha and she does the like hand thing she did in Age of Ultron. And it's like, oh, she got her now. And then she goes and Agatha does the same thing she did back in Salem where she pretends she's afraid.
Yeah.
And then she's like, yeah, you really think? Come on. And then she brings it all in. And oh man, and that was so creepy and good and just we got to see both of their powers kind of explode at that point.
But there were so many emotional beats that I thought were really good. Not just the final piece, which we can talk about, but let's talk about when her Vision and the boys are all together.
Oh, I love it.
And Vision is like, boys, this is not something we ever prepared you for.
Right.
And then Wanda says, but it's something you were born for.
Yeah.
And you're just like, whoa, this is a superhero family.
Yeah.
On the level of The Incredibles. Right. Sitting in front of us in live action.
Oh,
like,
so
it's
good.
amazing.
And even kind of creepier though. Not creepier, more like just strange.
Yeah.
Is that she says it's what you were made for. She made them.
Yeah.
And she created and
yeah.
more so than the normal mother does, right?
Which then gets into the emotional beat of when she opens
the hatch
up
to let people out.
They
start
the
falling
boys
apart.
And Vision are reaching for each other.
Oh, it was
and like
so
being
much.
disintegrated.
Oh man, and the kids were crying out for help, right? Vision wanted Wanda to keep opening it to save the people, but then he saw his boys, and then he's crying to the boys, and then she's just like caught in the middle of it.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you were saying it earlier when we were talking before the podcast. She can't catch a break.
No,
man.
No,
she has the worst life of any superhero.
I honestly, I mean, we've thought about, most superheroes have some sort of tragic.
Sure, yeah.
Like tragedy.
It's what
in
makes
there.
them become a hero
Exactly.
usually. Yeah.
She has tragedy upon tragedy upon tragedy.
Doesn't
she has
stop.
the worst life of any superhero I can think of. I'm literally like,
she's worse and worse and worse.
She has had to now watch Vision die.
Yeah.
3 times.
Yeah. And she killed him twice. Because in this series, spoiler, she kills him, right? She ends him.
Right.
Now, granted, it's not really him. It's her projection of him.
But
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's still, she has had to willingly kill the love of her life twice.
She's lost her family.
Yeah.
She's all of her family.
Her parents, her brother.
Her brother. She's lost her sons.
Yep.
She's lost the love of her life 3 times.
Yeah.
This is insane. Like, for there to be a question of her being, like, I know at one point, Agatha is saying, like, you are the villain. You are not the hero.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I wouldn't blame her.
Yeah.
I would not blame her. And that's even what Photon says at the end. Given the same opportunity with the same power that you have, I would have brought my mom back.
Yeah. And she keeps trying to tell her she's like this harbinger of death and destruction because the Scarlet Witch is legend to be that.
Right.
And Wanda keeps saying, like, you can't tell me who I am and all this thing.
Well, truth be told, nobody should be stepping up to Wanda at this point and telling her who she is.
Well, Agatha
what she is.
Agatha thought she had the upper hand.
I wouldn't. But that was
rune,
stupid.
The rune trick.
Yeah, the rune move was good.
That was great.
That was good.
You know what it called?
But it was a little bit. It was a little bit cliche.
Well, no, I think.
Come on.
Here's what I liked about it.
It's like that movie where you're sitting there and you see something happen, and you're like, "Well, that's gonna come up again," and then it does, and it plays a key role in it.
Yeah.
Like she taught her about the runes, and I'm like,
yeah, but she didn't. She just here's
these
the thing,
runes
though.
are gonna come up again.
But she just said it, like she just claimed it. But like Wanda wasn't there for very long to.
It doesn't matter.
Well,
it's one of those. It's one of those. It's a clear movie cliche that they put into a TV show and just had it play out over a longer period of time because they had more time to do with it.
I like the callback though to her training with, like, to me it's a callback to her training with Black Widow, because like as one of the greatest spies in the world, she would have taught her to under duress survey the room and analyze and memorize whatever you need. And so in that moment when Agatha's got her wrapped up in her magic...
See, I wasn't thinking that callback.
That's what I'm thinking of.
I was thinking too, which Agatha hints at the end.
Yeah.
I was thinking it's just a callback to Agatha has taught her something, and like Agatha in the comics teaches Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
So it's like I just think I just saw it as them playing into that angle.
Yeah, but she didn't actually like show her how to make the runes. She just said you're surrounded by them. But Wanda had the wherewithal to like look around.
To show Wanda anything.
Yeah, she's a natural, right?
She's a natural.
Yeah.
She's got chaos magic.
Yeah.
And she is more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah, and that comes in.
Which is a huge drop right there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a good nod to what's probably going to be something in the Multiverse of Madness movie, because she's supposed to be in it. So, yeah, pretty sweet. So all that goes down, right? She tricks Agatha, and she ends up blocking her magic, and then, stopping Agatha and
then trapping Agatha.
Trapping her, yeah.
In the good neighbor role.
Right. And this plays into eventually. I'll get to the theory I have about moving forward, but she kind of steps into that villain role here because when Agatha's like, what are you gonna do to me, kind of a thing. Like Wanda gives a little smirk, like she smiles, like she's gonna enjoy trapping her.
Right.
And she's essentially holding her hostage.
Right.
Until she decides not to.
Yeah.
Like she's trapping her inside of her own mind. Like that's torture. We saw what it did to everybody else. And now she's going to leave Agatha there for as long as she wants. Like that's not what a hero does.
Yeah.
That's scary stuff, man.
Well, she's proven that this was a pretty scary situation.
Yeah.
Like this is dark stuff went down here with Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
And with one of we'll talk about the one stinger at the end, but it doesn't look like it's going to get any lighter.
No. Yeah, she's going down a path.
But here's my thing.
Yeah.
So all of that to say, it was a fine episode.
Yeah.
But it was anticlimactic.
Yeah, agreed.
We never got some of those things that easily could have been built in here.
Right.
So I want to talk about some of those things.
Yeah, well, let's go over some.
Reed Richards.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
We never got Mr. Fantastic cameo. Easy opportunity.
It was.
And we didn't take advantage of it.
Well, and
fine. I'll set that one aside.
Yeah, I wonder if they didn't cast him yet or something. Like if you haven't finalized
the reason
that.
I say that I'll set that one aside is because I think that one was the farthest stretch.
It was a far stretch.
I think that was the farthest stretch.
That was a hope of a fan.
It was a hope. It was a wish. Fine. We didn't go down that route.
Right.
Fine with that.
Cool.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
What we also didn't do was anything with Mephisto. We just ignored anything happening there.
Yeah.
The director turns out or appears right now
just a dude.
Just a really not cool guy.
Yeah.
Just a real.
And they even went so far as to bring in Vision Quest
kind of
storyline and I don't
just,
usually say anything bad about people, right?
Yeah, just a mean dude.
Yeah, he's a mean guy.
That's it.
And that's it.
Like, are you kidding me?
And they hit him. And Darcy hits.
He hints at so many things.
I know.
And then does nothing.
Well,
and he even tries to shoot the kids.
Maybe he'll come back.
Outright, he's shooting children.
Yeah, he did. He would have. If
had Photon not been there,
or Wiccan wouldn't have stopped the bullet.
I mean, Wiccan could have taken care of himself clearly.
Yeah.
But Photon was there.
Maybe he'll come back.
But he didn't. They did nothing.
I know.
And here's the easy setup.
A great actor.
Here's the easy setup.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
He gets arrested.
Yep.
Fine. You don't want to do anything with revealing him as too much right now. You want to set up for him in the future. The stinger at the end can easily be him in transport, breaking out and revealing he has powers. You don't even need to reveal that he's Mephisto at this point.
Right. Just
all I needed to have was him be revealed that he has the ability to break out and hint at him being Mephisto. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. I would have been fine. Yeah. I would have been fine. You replace that first stupid stinger.
It wasn't stupid.
It was stupid.
No, it wasn't.
It was pointless.
No, it wasn't.
It was pointless.
No, well, I'll get into why it's not pointless in a minute.
With that, you keep the second one. Now we've got the dynamic where the second stinger, where we know it's Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
She's digging into the book.
The Darkholme book.
The Darkholme. And we can have the dynamic of a potential deal coming into play for her children to come back to life.
Yeah, right.
Right? We have that opportunity. Didn't do that.
I still think they will. But
we didn't go down that road.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Didn't go down that road either.
Yeah.
Easiest one. That was the one to go with.
Yeah.
That was the one to spend some more time on.
Yeah.
And we didn't get it.
Yeah. The other one, which part of it was a little more far-fetched, but part of it wasn't. There was no, and this is something that you and I were both really hoping for since the very beginning of it. Yeah. There was no X-Men tie-in. There was
there was no mutant piece here.
No mutant at all. So
and you know who else? And then we didn't get
a Quicksilver or a Magneto.
We didn't get Magneto.
Yeah, well, that was the far-fetched one. So
that was not that far-fetched.
It was more far-fetched than making Quicksilver be the Quicksilver from another dimension.
Sure. That was a huge letdown.
Yeah, that he was just
that was a huge letdown. He's just a kid.
Yeah, it's just weird. Like that was just really odd, and how Photon
you have an opportunity here to actually bring X-Men in, mutants in, and you scrap it for just a random dude?
Yeah, I was very confused.
Don't even bring in Magneto.
Yeah, just
make mutants be a thing.
Yeah, and have him be the bridge to it.
Right. This is ridiculous.
Weird. Yeah, that was really weird
we scrapped every good opportunity to tie in. There were no tie-ins. We didn't tie in Fantastic Four. Fine. We didn't tie in Mephisto. Fine.
Yeah.
You didn't tie in mutants, and you have mutants on your docket now? You've got them?
They tied in. They did do tie-ins. They didn't do any of the tie-ins we wanted. They did tie-ins to Captain Marvel 2, and they did tie-ins to Multiverse of Madness. So they did do tie-ins. They did. They didn't do the ones we wanted.
Multiverse of Madness wasn't a tie-in. It was just a mention.
Well, but
a mention of the amount of power she has, which we already knew. We're not revealing anything with that.
We'll get to
We
my
already knew she was the only one who could have taken down Thanos by herself.
Yeah, no, that's not what I'm talking about. We'll get to that. There's a
I'm just
more
saying,
direct Multiverse
we got
of Madness
nothing new out of this. You need to satiate your audience.
Disagree.
And you got nothing new out of it.
I disagree with we got nothing new.
I don't care about the Skrull. I don't. Okay, fine. Nick Fury is in space and wants to talk to Photon.
Yeah.
This is not the Photon show.
But that's the tie-in. You said there was no tie-ins.
It's not a good tie-in.
That's not the tie-in you wanted.
No, it's a terrible tie-in.
But it makes sense because that
Nick
movie's coming out
in
soon.
Space and he wants you up there. Cool.
No, but that movie's coming out soon. That's why it's a good tie-in.
It's not a good tie-in.
Well, but if you're a Captain Marvel fan, it's a good tie-in. If you're a Photon fan, it's a good tie-in.
First off.
Well, I'm not. I'm just saying they tied it in.
How many people are actually Captain Marvel fans?
Well, I'm a Captain Marvel fan.
No,
of Brie Larson.
The way you just said that.
Well, question of Brie Larson or of Captain
Marvel?
Who
out here is literally like chomping at the bit to see a Captain Marvel tie-in right now?
I honestly do, because I want to go out into space more. I want to see space stuff more.
We see space stuff all the time. Guardians of the Galaxy was all in space.
Yeah, that's one. That's literally one. Anyway,
Great.
All right,
I can't.
Let's move on. So
I spent 6 hours building this thing.
I know you did.
I cannot have this argument anymore.
All right, so let's move on. Let's
move on. What is your big theory
right.
with these stickers?
Okay, so we got the big theory has to do with the second stinger, not the first one.
Okay.
So the first one is just a tie-in to Captain Marvel 2.
Okay, talk to me about this second one.
So the second stinger I thought was really good and really important, and it said a lot of things about what's going to be going on, I think, in Multiverse of Madness, and also a little bit more about Wanda's abilities that you might not have been caught the first time looking through it. So we come to the cabin in the mountains where she is, right? And she's sitting out on the stoop, and the tea kettle goes off. She goes back in and gets tea. That's like totally normal, whatever. And then we go back and we see that she's floating and reading the Darkholme book, right? Yeah. Well, there's two of her. So this is very reminiscent to the Doctor Strange, like, astral projection stuff.
Yep.
If you remember in the first movie, Doctor Strange, he read the spell books while he slept in the astral projection. Okay, but there's a huge difference here in that when Doctor Strange and any of the other Sorcerers Supremes or any of the sorcerers who protect, when they astral project, they can't control their physical bodies while they astral project. So she can astral project and do whatever she wants, read, comprehend, cast spells, and she can also walk around and use her physical body while she's astral projecting. Like, that's nuts. So she can literally make two of herself.
Yeah, but we already said that
we said that she's stronger.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's a really cool point to her being stronger, right? Okay. So I think that's really neat, but her looking in the Darkholme book for ways to get her children back is she's a main character, or she's been rumored to be a main character in the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
Okay.
And we see the way that she has shifted at the end here, how she treated Agatha, what she did to Agatha, the way she left the people without taking really responsibility for what she had done.
Yeah.
She's going down a dark path. What I'm going to bet is that she is going to be the villain of Multiverse of Madness.
Really?
So here we go. Wait, it gets better. So
I don't think so.
She's going to be the villain of Multiverse of Madness.
I'll tell you why I don't think so, but you finish, and then I'll tell you why I don't think so.
Doctor Strange is going to have to figure out a way. They're going to have to figure out a way to stop her, and it's going to involve.
No.
It's going to involve colorless vision.
No.
And her giving the soul back to him.
No.
That's what I think is going to happen.
That's fine. You can think that. They're not going to do that because they just did that. That's what this entire show was about. They're not going to do that again.
Of bringing Vision back online?
The entire show.
Like bringing him back to actual life?
No. But my point here.
Well, but she could be tied with Mephisto.
They will save that for the next season of WandaVision.
Oh, I don't think there's going to be another season.
You don't think they're going to do another?
No. I think this was just to tell her story of being in Westview.
Interesting.
But
my point around this is that was the entire season of WandaVision was about her being the semi quote unquote villain.
Nah, but she was. But it's
she was.
Yeah, but
she was. She ended up being the actual villain.
Yeah. Well, she ended up. Well, she never, but she didn't think she was until the end.
But it didn't matter.
Yeah,
but my point is, they're not going to go down unless they're going to fully commit to making Scarlet Witch an outright villain.
Yeah, that's what I think they're going to do.
No. You think like going forward, like forever?
No. Well, no. I think eventually Colorless Vision will be the one that brings her back.
I don't think so. I think that's.
Well, it happens in the comics. She's a bad guy so many times in the comics.
I guess, but I think my whole rationale behind them not doing that is because that was literally just what we did.
Yeah, it could be.
Like,
right.
If what we're going to do is walk down another road of her trying to be with her family and justify it with like bad means.
Yeah.
We just did
same
that.
thing.
It's the exact same thing.
All right.
I just don't see that happening.
Yeah.
I just don't see. Marvel has proven time and time again that they will do new and creative things.
Yeah,
they come up with new and creative stories. They do not really. And people can argue with me. I don't. And try and come up and let me know if I'm wrong. But you don't see repeated.
Yeah, they really don't repeat stuff.
And so
that's true.
I think they will come up with something new. I think it's a fine theory, but because of what we just saw, I just don't think they're gonna circle back on that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
I think.
All right, what do you think?
My thought is we're setting up for the deal to happen.
Yes,
we're
Mephisto?
setting up for the deal with Mephisto.
I hope so.
That is what I believe is that. So she hears her boys calling out.
Yeah.
She is searching for ways in the Darkholme for her to be able to get her boys back.
Yeah.
An opportunity to do that will present itself
through Mephisto.
Okay. To be able to do that.
Okay. So maybe her
based on what she reads in the Darkholme.
And her awakening her Scarlet Witch powers maybe caught his attention.
Right.
And he's going to come find her.
Right. And so that is my thought with that.
That's good.
And like
I like that.
She may even the other side of that, like going really far, is she may be able to find a way in the Darkholme to make the deal and trick him.
Right, yeah. So she might trick Mephisto.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, could happen. Yeah.
So that's more where I thought they were trying to go with that.
I like
than her being the villain.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I like that. Yeah.
I'm not saying she couldn't be. Because,
no. I got
again,
you. Yeah.
I will say, I would not, under any circumstance, for anybody who experienced this sort of trauma, be surprised that they'd be a villain.
Right.
So,
right.
not in any way saying it couldn't happen. I just think Marvel's more creative than that.
It's maybe later on down the road.
Maybe later on down the road.
Pull something
yeah,
like
I
that,
could
but,
see if, again, we bring Vision back to life and kill him again. She should just outright lose it.
Yeah, she
just be the bringer of death.
Yeah. Well, she already is, apparently.
Well, but
to Vision.
Do it. Do it more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, at that point, I may even be on her side. I may even be like, this may be a whole, like, Kylo Ren thing where I'm
Empire
like,
thing.
okay, let's do it. I'm with you.
Oh, man. All right. That's it for WandaVision.
That's it for WandaVision.
That's
I mean, we are also, will they do more with this? Because we've also talked about this being, the launching off of
they're gonna keep
their Arrowverse version, the Marvel version of the Arrowverse.
Yeah.
So are they going to do more seasons with WandaVision? Are they going to do more with her on TV on the small screen.
I think they'll do more like that, but I don't think it'll be the same. I don't know. Like maybe she'll be in other
do you think that,
TV
that,
shows.
Like getting ready for the upcoming Falcon and Winter Soldier, do you think they're only doing one season of that?
I think that one could more easily be multiple seasons because, like, in the comic books, Falcon and Winter Soldier run missions all the time. Like, sure. And so they'd be sent out as part of the...
But Wanda and Vision do things all the time in the comic books, too.
Yeah, they do, but Vision hasn't... I mean, wow, they'd have to bring Vision back then. They'd have to actually legitimately bring him back. So then the other one, I guess they could be. Yeah, I guess
I'm
so.
not saying that they are, but my thought is if they're really looking for this to be that launching off point for all these other shows that they've got, we know it ready to go.
Well, I think if Kevin Feige thinks he can use it to build up the next movie, then he'll do it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if another season of WandaVision would help usher in the next movie and flesh out the background of the next movie, then they're going to do it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They haven't like released like if they're deciding to do like a serial kind of season.
If they are only
thing.
doing one, I'm even more disappointed in this finale. I am. Yeah. If this is what the ending is, I am even more disappointed.
Well, but it wouldn't be the ending because they ended on like a semi cliffhanger, or like there's more things to happen. It just might not happen in a TV show setting. It might just happen in the movies. You know what I mean? Like they're still gonna have closure.
I'm still saying if they don't do another season with this, this just taking this as its own piece, just WandaVision as its own segment, I'm immensely disappointed. I've always said this before. Endings make movies. They make TV shows.
Yeah.
For example, like. I've watched it in pieces, but I haven't watched the whole thing. How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
People have sworn off the TV show. People who are diehard fans because the ending was so bad.
Yeah.
So endings make it for me. They make it or break it. And what I'm saying is it did not give me the ending.
You liked it a lot
that I would
less
have needed.
You liked. I'm satisfied with the ending. I wish there was more.
As a series, I am not satisfied because of well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Because of the series finale and because of the opening.
Yeah, the opening was weak. I would agree with the
opening. So what
I'm
saying is we've got a weak opening and a weak closing.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We're gonna
if they don't do more with this, I'm really disappointed.
Yeah. And again, I think they will, whether it be in the show or the movies. I think they'll make sure there's closure.
We'll see. Yeah.
Well, it is what it is. So we have a little bit of a break here from our streaming pods. We'll have other things going on Mondays.
That's right.
But just so that you guys know, at home, we're waiting until Falcon and Winter Soldier drops.
Getting ready for that.
Couple weeks, and hopefully that will end better.
Right.
And I'm looking forward to it. It's looking good. So
this is the end of the Super Sitcomic podcast.
It was fun.
You'll have to wait and see what that new podcast name is.
Yeah, we got to start brainstorming.
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
That's right. And if you haven't listened to the previous episodes of the Super Sitcomic, go back and listen.
Check them out.
Yeah, we had some good theories that they should have done.
Thanks for listening to the Legion of Comic Correction. Don't forget to check out our other episodes streaming everywhere you listen to podcasts. We're also on the major social platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Just search Legion of Comic Correction.
That's right. And make sure to check out our Patreon for exclusive supporter specials at patreon.com/legionofcc. New episodes come out every Monday.
And Wednesdays.
No, just Mondays.
And Wednesdays?
I don't think we can do Wednesdays.
We can do Wednesdays.
All right, Mondays and Wednesdays. We'll see you guys next week. Same time, same place, same Legion.